Welcome back, everybody. You are tuned into the Now Morning Show right here on TTT. Remember, you could also take us with you on Talk City 91.1 FM and streaming live on Facebook at TTT Live Online. Now we're going to speak about HIV workplace policy and why it's important for organizations in Trinidad and Tobago. With me from the HIV Advocacy Unit is Shamika Ward, the HIV Advocacy Officer, and Heather Rodney, the Manager of the HIV Workplace Advocacy Unit. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for being here this morning. This is something that I'm very interested to chat about because those with HIV are sometimes, well, oftentimes considered a stigmatized group of people. You know, people have the wrong perception of people with HIV. They sometimes think without education that, oh, well, I can't be in contact with these people because I will get it and stuff like that. So I guess your unit is one that is focused on changing that narrative, educating the public, and especially those within the workplace.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit, Heather, about the HIV Advocacy Unit.
The HIV Advocacy Unit is a unit placed in the Ministry of Labour and Small Macro Enterprise Development. The unit was established following a United States Department of Labour project from 2005 to 2008. On completion of the project, two things were decided. One, that there should be a national workplace policy on HIV and AIDS, and that a unit to be dedicated to treating with those issues would be best placed at the Ministry of Labour. And this is how the unit came into being in 2009, formally launched in 2011. Between that time, the first HIV workplace policy, the national policy on HIV and AIDS in the workplace, was established. However, in 2017, we launched the most recent version of the national workplace policy, and it's that policy that we are seeking to promote through our public awareness campaign.
All right, I would ask Shamika to just give me a quick rundown of the policy, not in too much detail, but the main topics it deals with.
Okay, so the National Workplace Policy on HIV and AIDS really sets a framework of national standards for the management of HIV in the workplace. So the labor force, the workforce. And within this document, it focuses on more or less 10 principles that would have been established by the International Labour Organization. And together with the commitment of Trinidad and Tobago, we have brought together this document that really and truly seeks to promote all-inclusiveness of all workers in Trinidad and Tobago. So from this document itself, we want to raise more awareness amongst workers in Trinidad and Tobago, employers in Trinidad and Tobago about the 10 principles, what it's about, as well as the need for organizations to develop their own policy.
All right, so how, since the formation you said in 2009 when it first came about,
yes.
Where is Trinidad now as pertains to the policy? When I say the policy, to implementing the policies.
Okay. We are still very early in the stages of general implementation of the policy. Our unit, with our frontline officers, the advocacy officers like Ms. Ward, they would go to, in fact, our mandate is to go to all workspaces in Trinidad and Tobago and work with them to develop workplace policies and programs. That is usually easier said than done because, of course, there is the fact that this is something that organizations would have to volunteer and agree to do at this time. So we are seeking to improve our input and our collaboration with organizations via our public awareness campaign. We are sending out the message there, and the hope is that that will have an impact where organizations will come to us, whereas in most instances now we go to them. So we'll have it from both directions, coming to us for us to assist them to develop their workplace policies and programs to treat with HIV and AIDS as a workplace issue.
Now, you said that it is easier said than done. What are some of the major challenges that you face right now?
We lack legislation to support the policy, to support the implementation of the policy. However, that is being treated at the level of the National AIDS Coordinating Unit and also the ministry's legal department. So we are looking at having dedicated legislation to assist, to support. However, in the interim, we have some organizations that we have to spend a little more time with to show them where the benefits, what are the benefits of having a workplace policy? And as a matter of fact, what are the disadvantages to not having a workplace policy in terms of loss of employees, loss of productivity, having to retrain employees, as the case may be?
Okay.
So, but we work on these as the days go by, and we work with our client organizations.
Monica, you mentioned that there are 10 principles that need to be adhered to. Can you give us an idea of what some of those principles are?
Okay, so out of the 10, we have, first of all, that HIV is a workplace issue.
Right.
Just like any other serious issue that may affect an organization, it should be taken into consideration, because at the end of the day, we're looking to have productive workers, we're looking to have businesses and organizations that are fruitful and they can multiply and be really and truly growing organizations. So it is a workplace issue just like any other serious issue. We have non-discrimination in that when we look at stigma and discrimination, stigma really and truly is the feeling, but discrimination is the action. So just like any other form of discrimination, someone living with HIV is one that isn't really and truly, it's frowned upon. So non-discrimination. Confidentiality is another one, in that if someone discloses their HIV status, person to person, one to one, that information should stay with the person that they disclose. If, however, the information is shared as a means of the person decides that they want to share that information, it should remain within that circle.
Okay.
My status is my personal, my personal status as opposed to any other else's status.
So what we need to do is to really have a period of information awareness continuing, because this is a conversation that has been happening for decades, right?
It has been, yes.
We just touched on 3 critical principles there.
Yeah.
But I want to invite you guys to come back maybe over a period of time as you roll out the policy and the whole implementation of the policy in the workforces, the workplaces across Trinidad and Tobago, to come back
definitely.
and let's get the conversation going with regard to awareness. Yeah.
All right, so I want to thank you both for joining us this morning. I've been speaking with Shamika Ward, HIV Advocacy Officer, and Heather Rodney, who is the manager of the HIV Advocacy Unit attached to the Ministry of Labor Small Enterprise Development. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And we look forward to chatting with you in the future, because as you just got your invitation back.
Thank you.
Yeah.